Last time on Resurrect SMP, a whole lot of iron nuggies. Let's go. Almost 2.5 stacks. That's incredible. With all this iron, we'll be able to hold ourselves over for quite a long time. Goal today is get some slime so we can make a windmill. But I'm thinking that because we already have the iron farm over here, we might as well start building out this place. And by building out, I mean we're probably gonna have to dig down a bit. So let's just mark out like a square, like a rectangular area. We just need to make sure that it minimizes the amount of turns there are. So this is gonna be like the surrounding border, more or less. Okay, now we just have to figure out a sort of design. And before we go up, let's grab the rest of this. Holy moly, that's a lot of iron. Heck yeah, this was already worth the investment.
Familiar with the millstone and water fan, right?
Yeah?
Why don't you go ahead and drop the wheat onto it?
Okay.
It'll be ground up into wheat flour, and with the water catalyst, it'll turn into dough.
Oh, there's more dough than the wheat we put in before.
Yes, of course. The yield is always more than what the input is. Here's a depot. It'll hold a single stack of a single item.
So a placeholder of sorts.
So if we use a different catalyst, say a fireplace, it'll turn the fan into a smoker configuration.
Ah, so it makes bread.
Yes, and if you change the catalyst into lava, it'll turn into a smelter configuration. Why don't you place a sea pickle?
Hey, look at that. It turned into lime dye.
And if you combine dough and lime dye, it makes slime.
A slime farm with no slime. Oh, that's gonna be so handy. Okay, now that we're done actually building the workshop, let's take our parts that we need in order to make the iron farm and bring them downstairs so we can just rebuild that real quick. I guess while I'm at it, I'm also going to slow down the shafts because even though it's at max, I don't necessarily need it to be at max at all times, especially the fans. I think I'm going to slow everything down and then jump it up whenever I need it. Okay, finished rebuilding this entire thing. I'm sure there's a better way to design this, but for now, this will just do. I also lowered down the fan capacity to 50%, but I still am going to have some problems with power in the near future. But for now, I guess this will work. Now that we got this, it's time to go do what we were originally doing, and that's to get some slime. And the reason why we need slime is that it's a way for us to get super glue. And super glue is a thing that we're going to use to make contraptions. Now, normally I'd go to a slime chunk or go to a swamp and do a slime farm, but there is a different way to do this. We could just make dough. Let's get some of these sea pickles. We can cook them to create lime dye, which is what we need in order to make slime. So what we're going to do is that we're going to hijack the power coming from here. We'll extend it this way. Nope. Not that way. I really need to make a wrench, but I don't have materials yet. Move that all the way over here. Spin it up, just like this. So we want the case fan right here. That'll spin this. Oh, no, it's going the wrong direction. The gearbox. Then we use an encased fan to blow it forward. There we go. At the end over here, we do the exact same thing as before. Put down the toolbox, andesite funnel, which will push down there. Grab some glass, just so we have a sort of cover on it, while also being able to see through it. Put down the water, now it's spilling through. Right on top of here, just like we did in the iron farm, grab a chute, one underneath, and then one on top. Then we just put a barrel. All we gotta do now, we're at a vertical gearbox. Then we just need a small cogwheel to spin it. There we go. Okay, so 71 dough. Cool. So since that works, let's go back topside and go get some more hay. Probably don't need like super a lot, but I do want to have enough that I'd never want to think about it again. That should be good. Then we'll run over here, plonk down in the barrel more of the wheat, and just watch it process a bit. Now we could put another fan there, but it's really not worth it. I mean, we're not making like a large scale right now, so this small scale stuff is going to be good enough for our purposes, especially when we're starting off. 146 right off the bat. That's a crazy amount. How's the iron farm doing? Whew, that is a lot of iron. So what we're gonna do with a stack of dough, if we combine dough and lime dye, we get slime balls. And the reason why we went for an iron farm at first was because in order to make super glue, we needed iron sheets and iron nuggets. So let's head back topside real quick, deposit all of our stuff we're not using, just so we can keep a clean inventory. Grab some of the iron that we just got, then start making ourselves some super glue.
So here we have a mechanical press. Throw the iron ingot under the press.
All right.
The first step to your progress in this world.
So we just dump one down here, turn this into nuggies, and boom. So now we got super glue, which is super nice. But of course, before we use the super glue, we still need more power. And since now we got slime, that means we can have ourselves a windmill, which will boost our power even more. Okay, so apparently there's a new task at spawn, so I'm gonna run up here real quick and we'll just go check that out. Oh, and let's see what's up.
Welcome, Wanderers. I am the Observer. While there are some bad actors that almost cost you parts of this world, you all did well to complete the last task. As congratulations, I shall expand the world by a chunk. Your next task is simple. Create another hub that connects at least 5 different Wanderer bases. But each hub must represent that base's theme, with Centralia as the central point of all the bases. Until next time.
Okay, so I basically just have to make a base and connect it all the way over to Centralia. So maybe they've already made a central hub in Centralia. So then that means all I gotta do is make another base for my island and just connect it, I guess. It doesn't seem too hard. Repair my stuff. On a side note, one of the server mates gave me a book called Soul Stealing, and so I put it onto my sword and I now have a zombie soul. I'm not sure what it does exactly. I'm probably gonna have to consult OnesieBuddy on this, but I have it, which I think is super cool, I guess. But here's the thing. While I was coming here, I saw something that really revolutionizes the world, and I'm not the one who did it. It seems that the members of the UGA have started plans on a train system, which means 2 things. 1, they have the resources to do it, and 2, they have the power to power this train station, which ultimately means I'm falling further and further behind, and I need to start catching up real quick. So if there's any motivation for me to get this quarry up and running as soon as possible, it's that rail line, because I can't be left in the dust.
This is a windmill chassis.
Huh, I was expecting it to be bigger.
Placing a radial chassis with slimes on the sides allows you to place blocks on it.
Ah, so that's how we make the bones of the windmill.
You can place up to 8 blocks on each side.
Huh, now it's starting to look big.
The windmill needs 128 wool or sails in order to give you max stress capacity.
Which means that each quadrant needs 32 blocks, basically.
Correct, and turning it on will make the windmill give you over 8,000 stress units.
Over 8,000? Wow, that's a lot of power. All right, let's get to work. So over here, we already set up where windmill chassis is going to be. So let's open up this area so we can get on the other side, then plonk it right on front. Then let's grab some of our scaffolding, aka the netherrack, and on each side of the radial chassis, we're gonna plunk down a bit of slime. So from here, we're gonna grab, we might as well just grab a stack. And then from the bottom, we're gonna plunk down 8 logs underneath, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we go 8 to the left, 1, 5, 8, 1, 6, 8, 1, 2, 7, 8. Now here comes a problem. I do not have any wool. I just remembered as I was making this, that the whole original reason why I went over to Kane's place, I was trying to get myself some sheep so I can get some wool. I'm gonna probably be at their sheep farm for quite a bit, if they have one. Hopefully they have one. Otherwise, this might be a problem. Oh boy, it's so nice to be back home. I say that, and then I immediately remember that I have to climb this thing every time. There we go. Yeah. Let's put on our goggles to see how much stress this is putting in. Yeah, max 8192. Great success. We managed to make ourselves a windmill.